Alabama, Georgia, fill in the blank, can bring guys to the stadium for huge games, and shoot, the place sells itself. We're winning all these games. We're winning championships. The place is going crazy. We're on TV, the whole thing. And except for recruiting against the other Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, to say, okay, what do we have that they don't have? Okay, we'll bring it down to Florida State and Miami as similar brands all time, but obviously needing to build. So we've got a game here where we've got two rivals, two in-state teams fighting over many of the same players. And, we talked about last week, you win the game, the place is rocking, everybody's going crazy. That's an easy sell. There it is. Or you lose the game, the place is rocking, but you lose 30-28, great atmosphere. Okay, look, see what we've built, how close we are. Look at the trajectory, but we need you. You could be the missing piece. Does the scene at Hard Rock last Saturday and the final score and everything involved hurt?
If you spin it right, the answer is no. And it also depends on the kid, But yeah, you can just, again, if you're selling the future and we need to flip this roster entirely, we need to get the guys that we need to get to make this right because we don't have them. That was a pretty damn clear illustration of that. You know what I mean? And that might work on some. And I've heard that it is working on some. And, most of the guys who are committed to Falcon Rex's point are still on board. And from everything they're saying, they're about that life of if you ain't ready and you ain't really willing to work, move over because we coming. We're coming for spots. We're coming for snaps. All that. Francis Mauigoa, Raul Aguirre has said that. Jackson Carver has said that. 3 of the guys who are committed in this class. Look, we're coming in. We're taking over. And if you ain't with it, then get left. And there are some guys who are here for that. And I think that you might be able to get some more. But the uber elite are not all going to buy in on that. You know what I mean? Guys like, well, I don't want to throw a name out there, but I've heard that there have been a couple of guys that Miami's been making a run at. And they're like, yeah, but I could go here, there, or somewhere else and get as good a coaching and have better performance over the course of my collegiate career, which I would hope to be only 3 years before I go to the league. So it ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? It's a you thing and you wouldn't understand that is a slogan, but it's also very, very true. This ain't for everybody. And it's going to hurt with some and it's going to help with others. But in general, I'm not really ever going to discount or overlook Mario Cristobal's recruiter, especially with what he did with Cormani McClain. And if you look into it, man, like seriously, like as soon as he got here, you're up there, you're visiting as much as you can, you're calling and texting all the time. Mario Cristobal, famously rarely sleeps. Recruits talking about, oh, he's texting me live at whatever time of the night or the morning. And it's not just like a bot, he's like, oh yeah, like going back and forth with the dude. Tireless in terms of recruiting, talent acquisition, roster building, all those kind of things. So I'm never going to discount him out in terms of that. In the macro, in the micro for like certain players, I might. But then again, with Cormani McClain, he was doing all that. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but when Cormani was at Lake Gibson last year, so that would be the 2021-22 school year, the speaker at the Lake Gibson end of football season banquet was Mario Cristobal. Right? So, yeah, he transferred over to Lakeland and everything, but it, even in ways big and small, like he was just on that. So, while I do think that, maybe there will be some guys who, thanks coach, but I'm going somewhere else. But We've already seen him close down a lot of really great dudes, and chasing a bunch of other ones in this class. So that's really where he's going to have to flex those muscles, because you're banking on this being year 0. This is the reset year for you to flip the roster in the way that you need and want it. And so to be this amazing recruiter, to be one of the most tireless recruiters, to be one of the best recruiters in the country, you have to do that to the most elite level. And then you need to pair with that player development, proper scheme, things like that. But we'll see. But yeah, that was short story long. But yeah, a loss like that is going to hurt you with some guys, obviously, but it's also going to help you be able to sell the fact of, hey, we're not there and we're flipping this whole thing up. So you see, he pushed back when somebody asked about rock bottom, but I'm sure that he's using a similar or analogous phrase. Hey, man, this is, I don't know how much worse it can get. Like, clearly we don't have the guys, we don't have the scheme, we don't have the but we need you. And so I don't know. Yeah, he might not use the phrase rock bottom, but it's hard to envision it getting much worse from a performance standpoint this year.